All right, y'all. So listen, I just did this whole live and the video deleted. So that was tough to deal with. I had to go burn some sage real quick to bring y'all back this this game, these gems real quick. So I know last time we discussed, what NFTs are, what the smart chain is, what blockchain is, the basics of that, right? And so the next step is to get y'all to understand that it's not just a digital art form. It's not just about the digital art. That's just a small piece of what this can really bring and what it's really about. So I know people asking, how do I get into the NFT space and trade NFTs, and they worried about losing their money. But the key to really the safest way to invest in NFTs is to buy NFTs that have utility that you already would want to use. So, for example, Meek Mill, he said his next album will be an NFT. You have to buy it as an NFT to listen to it. Okay, cool. So now, just to help y'all understand, so now that in that digital, he'll probably have a digital art cover, right? Posting on, the blockchain, have it on OpenSea, which is a open market where people put their NFTs at. NFTs are just non-fungible tokens. I mean, they're unique in some aspect. They can't be simply replaced by something else. So, cool. So now, instead of you having to worry about is this NFT going to be dropping value or am I lose money, it's going to have some baseline value because of the price of his album in general. And the fact that you get to listen to his album is another utility added onto it. So it's a digital art that's backed by a product. So say when you buy the digital art right, the NFT, his album, we'll probably have a digital link. We'll be able to send you to it so you can listen to his album that way. Same thing with for instance, for myself. So I have a credit repair business. And the reason you want to start looking at NFTs as a way for you to market and get into different businesses, start different business and elevate whatever business you have already is because, for instance, let's say I have, my credit repair business and it's $500 or something to, sign up. Okay, cool. So I make an NFT with my, business logo or something cool, whatever the case may be. And I say, in order for you to get my services, you will need to purchase this NFT. Bam. So now that removes it has a baseline value. If my service was $500, then you know that if you buy this NFT, at the minimum, it'll have that value. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to worry about losing your money. At that point, the most it can just gain value by you holding it. Or if you want to resell it, right? So say I'm only gonna make, 1,000 for 1,000 of these NFTs, and that's how many people can get my credit repair service. Boom. So anybody else after them 1,000 are gone will have to try to buy it from somebody else. I'll say you get lifetime credit repair. Boom. So if somebody else wants that, they will have to buy it off of somebody who currently has it. That's where you get the floor price. If you look at NFT, it has a floor price. The floor price is basically the cheapest amount you can buy the NFT for. So if I sold them, I start up at $500, and there's only 1,000 of them, and 10,000 people want my service, and they'll have to try to. Inevitably, some people will trade it, so maybe they want to make money. So if you buy for $500 and you say, okay, I know they're sold out and more people want them, I'm going to sell mine I'm going to list mine on the marketplace for $2,000. Now that's the floor price. So if anybody wants it, that's the price they'll have to pay. That person buys it. Boom. Now the floor price, that was a recent last sale, was 2,000 floor price. So now the next person's like, okay, I'm going to sell mine for 2,500 because I know it's still, a rare thing that it's only a certain amount. And that's how you get these projects like Bored Ape Yacht Club where you have $400,000 NFTs, and it's because when there's a limited amount and you create, it creates scarcity and it creates utility. They have a exclusive club. I think it's like 10,000 members, and they have these little events and things in that club and things that you can only access if you have that NFT, which makes it have intrinsic value outside of just the art piece itself. So stop. Don't look at it as just the art. The art will always have intrinsic value, but the real power lies in what's behind the art pieces, what's behind the NFTs, the utility. It also applies to physical products, right? And let's just continue on, my credit repair thing. So then let's say, okay, cool. Let's say I can add on to that roadmap. So when you're looking at these NFTs, and you go into rarity.io, which I'm gonna leave in the description for y'all like I did last video, and you're looking at these projects who are up and coming, and they haven't released up in market yet, and they're giving people the opportunity to, mint them, which is basically pre-order them or whitelist, basically pre-order before it hits a regular marketplace. You want to look at the roadmap. The roadmap is basically a layout and a plan of action for this NFT or business or brand. They might say, okay, boom, we're gonna release it this month. The next month we'll be adding this, and this. So for my example, right? Let's say I say, okay, cool. The original thing was lifetime membership, lifetime credit repair. But then let's say I'm gonna drop they also get exclusive access to any other course I drop first. They get whitelisted, so they can pre-order it, before it hits the open market, before anybody else can get it. I say the first 1,000 holders of my original NFT can do this. So say I drop a crypto course, a NFT course, a stock options course, right? And I make NFTs for all those. These people will have exclusive access to mint, these projects, right? And so, boom, the value of it has went up again. So not only was it already backed by my service, which was the $500 service for whatever case may be, the lifetime credit repair, now the roadmap is adding more and more to it, and it's getting more and more utility to the project, which also make the value go up inherently, right? So that's how you increase the value more and more. These are things you probably wouldn't be able to do in a regular world. That's why NFTs and metaverse are so powerful, because you also have smart contracts. So with smart contracts, I can do something where I say, okay, I know the value of my service and the NFT and what I'm building upon it. So anytime that this NFT is resold, I want 25%. That can be coded into it, posted on the blockchain, and it's a contract with the NFT. So now, forever, for the lifetime of the NFT, anytime it's resold, I'll get 25% of the proceeds. Ain't that crazy? So just imagine, 5-10 years from now, where your business could be at, or whatever the case may be, and your NFT is still going strong because you added so much utility to it, and your brand has become a force in the metaverse world, NFT world, and you still getting back end revenue. You getting passive income off the NFT. It's a way for you to take your business that usually wouldn't have passive income, and you can add passive income to a business or product that you currently have, even if it's just something like shirts, right? So say you have a shirt collection, right? And you say, boom, you hire somebody to design you, to take your physical shirt designs and make them as NFTs. You post them on there, and do all that, right? You make your website, you post them, and you say, okay, if you want to buy this physical shirt, you need to buy this NFT. Imagine if, Off-White had started off and they transitioned to something like NFTs, and they say you gotta buy the NFTs, or imagine if Supreme, all these hype beast brands, that's what's gonna be happening in the future. I told y'all last video about how, say for instance Nike, you scan the barcode on the Nike shoe, and an NFT pulls up that verifies and authenticates that the shoe is real. And then on the back end, they have a smart contract connected to it that says anytime you resell it, they get, 10%, 5% of the resale value. So now they can kill the resale market. Usually that used to be a market that they couldn't tap into. Once the shoe was sold, it's like they can't get no money off the resale value, but they can now because now they've added the smart contract in the metaverse has allowed them the tools to be able to track, when these are sold and when they're resold. And if they use them as a process to verify if they're real or not, then boom, you had the StockX people doing the verification for the shoes. You ain't gonna need them no more. They gonna have to find a way to, make some shape. You're not gonna need them to verify if your shoe is real now. You're gonna be able to in the very near future, you're gonna be able to literally scan the barcode on the shoe and pull up the NFT that verifies it's authentic from the source. So when people box it into just a digital art thing, it's really disingenuous because it's so much more than that, and the possibilities of it are so much more. So as a people, we really need to understand how you can break this down, implement it into your business, and really elevate off of it and future-proof your business and yourself. Like I said, it literally can add another source of income. So back to the t-shirt thing, right? You had a line of t-shirts. You say, okay, cool. It's the same process for physical products. That's why I said the shoes and the t-shirts. But you go and tell them you gotta buy this NFT to get my physical shirt. So now the NFT has intrinsic value. First of all, hopefully the artwork is cool on the shirt. Not only do they get the NFT to look at on the shirt and they get the physical product backed by it, they also had an opportunity because in the metaverse, there's also avatars, right? You have things called like Decentraland, VR chat. We're literally interacting with blockchain decentralized elements and worlds as an avatar. And guess what? These avatars need clothes. So it's already people in in the metaverse spending cheese trying to buy Gucci with they crypto. But that brand can be you in the metaverse. You can be that next brand, that big brand in the metaverse, right? That's what I'm telling you. You need to put your brand. If you got a clothing brand, you can literally put your brand on the metaverse and have people literally buying your physical product that was just a physical product. You made it into a digital product that people are literally sending you real crypto and money for on the digital network, on the blockchain. That wasn't possible before in that element. And then, like I said, you can still make it exclusive and still have a smart contract set up to where you get passive income off the resale. So now, not only do it have a resale value just in general because it's a hype brand, but now people want to wear it on their avatars. You think people flex on the physical world? They gonna want to flex on people in the metaverse too. You get what I'm saying? It's not gonna change. People gonna have the same habits, the same bad habits, the same brand hype is gonna translate to the metaverse. That's the same reason like I said, we had the Board Ape Yacht Club having these crazy amounts of numbers being attached to NFTs because people want to flex them with the people. That's just a simple matter of it. So you need to learn how to leverage that. If you got a clothing brand, that's just free game right there. That's why you need to, I want to push this, and it's important that we get this knowledge and research and start looking into this stuff because the people who are at the forerunners and the forefront of this technology are the people who are going to win in the long run. Because eventually by the time it hits everybody else, the people who didn't want to put the time in and listen and research it themselves, it's going to be too late. The rich people already stole all the good ideas. They would already monetize and threw so much money at it that by the time the regular people get into it and the masses get hip to everything and start trying to do it, they're going to have to just be consumers. It's going to be way harder for them to be creatives in the space. And creative people, being a creative in any space is the best way to solidify yourself in wealth because that's what people value. You always gonna have that dynamic of people who create things and people who are just consumers. consumers are usually never the ones who are rich. It's always the people who create the product that the consumers buy. So you need to look at it that way. And the metaverse is giving you the opportunity to expedite all that. You might not be able to compete with Nike production wise in the real world, but you can in the metaverse. You know, so you got people who had clothing brands and physical products that they've been pushing for years. But somebody can come on and make a NFT and blow past them in a day, in weeks and months, making millions of dollars. So it's like you gotta get with it, or you gonna be behind, man. And I want us as a people. Now I'm talking to the black people, man. We really, in order for us to bridge the wealth gap and even surpass the wealth gap that's going on in the world, in America, we need to be at the forefront of something. We can't afford to be waiting for everybody to test it out and set up all the technology. We need to start implementing this stuff because we are the most creative people on the planet. We all know that. But what ends up happening is we don't have the resources and the tools to usually implement and mass produce our creativity and our brilliance to the world. And so you have these other cultures and entities that come in and they leverage our creativity, our sauce, to make themselves rich. But the metaverse changing all that. It gives people the opportunity to close that and be their own thing. It's so much you can do that is crazy. So I think it's definitely a useful tool to help us gain some power and some wealth in the world. And if that's something you're interested in, man, like and subscribe. I'm gonna be dropping more and more sauce as I learn and deep dive into this technology and implement it for myself. I want y'all to be on that journey with me so we can all win off of it, because that's what it's here for us to win, use it, and then we can start buying, whatever case you want to, and start elevating our community. So boom. Share this out to somebody, man. If this is some good information, bro, don't hold it in for yourself, because if this is information we need to spread to everybody. Everybody needs to have this information. So like and subscribe. If it's good information, you learn something, share it out. And let me know if you have any questions, any video ideas, and we can tap into that next time. But it's a quick little video, man. Hope y'all like it.